All right, welcome everybody. This is Tammy. I'm at 506 here on the West Coast. I wanted to do a training here slash, if you're not familiar yet with Get Fearless Freedom, we're going to do that here tonight. But we get a lot of questions because when a person joins with Get Fearless Freedom, there's a training in the back office, but there's still maybe a couple different things that people are wanting to make sure that the dots are connected. So tonight I'm just going to do that. And then if you have any questions about the levels, what comes with Give Fearless Freedom, we can do that. So how's everybody doing tonight? You guys all ready to learn? Okay, cool. So just a little bit about me, and then we'll get right into it. I established Get Fearless Freedom in 2019 to have time freedom. So when I launched this, I never realized how many people would actually need this. I was like amazed. I was like, okay, well, they see me and they see me, traveling and things like that, and they wanted to do the same. So we have a huge crew that we've taught over these past 6 years, and I completely understand that everybody has the same amount of time in the day. So I try to get done with my lead generation in 90 minutes. Okay. So this Zoom here tonight will be literally only an hour. So I'm going to spend time on, my training, my kind of my lesson tonight, if you want to call it that. And then from there, we will launch your business tonight. Okay. Because it's really simple. When you think about this, when you think about any internet-based business, you kind of have that vehicle of, okay, how I'm going to make money, how am I going to launch it? And you might launch it differently than I launch it. Maybe you have a following on social media. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're starting from scratch. I started from scratch. So I want people to realize that when you're looking at your home-based business, look at it like it's a 30,000 foot view. Because if you look at it like micromanaging it and just trying to make sure that every teeny thing is right before you launch it, you're going to feel like you're kind of left behind. Does this resonate with anybody here tonight? Because I used to think that just sharpening my pencil and my pen, and I was just like, the first year or two, I was just like, but I just don't know what lead generation strategy I want to use. And so I would just sit there, and honestly, the bills kept piling up. And I'm like, Tammy, just do it. Get out of your comfort zone, do it. So right around the 2020, I think it was 2012, 2013 is when I hit my first leaderboard. And I hit my first leaderboard, and I said, and everybody said to me in Las Vegas, they're just like, well, how did you do that? And I was like, because I have a list, but I learned how to build a list. No one taught me but me. So I'm teaching you some strategies here tonight, but once you learn a strategy, make sure you implement it. Because why? Because it's actually a diss on me because I'm spending an hour with you here tonight. So if you learn a strategy, implement it. Okay. So and the thing is it's a website, right? And so it's not going to hurt you. The person's not going to hurt you if they don't join you. It's a website. Like this is what I looked at. Like the person's putting their pant leg on one at a time, just like you did, right? So I just want people to see that, and of course I'm monitoring my Zooms now because I want people to I'm protective. I'm not live on my Facebook and I'm not live on my YouTube tonight. I'm just recording this, but I'm very protective of my lead generation strategies because it took me a long time to learn it. And I don't feel like I should just be giving it away. Does that make sense? Like, have you ever learned something in your life and you're like, "Oh man, I'm just gonna hang on to it tight and I'm not gonna teach anyone," right? So I just want people to understand that I've taken the time to learn it. Now you can take the time to learn it and you can dive into your back office of Get Fearless Freedom. So here we go. What is Get Fearless Freedom? Again, it is a sales funnel. And I'm going to show you guys, like I said, the overview, the 30,000 foot overview. Don't worry about the spark plugs in the back office. Don't worry about what's underneath the hood. What you want to just have is a domain name that you're going to be driving traffic to, whether it's on Facebook, whether you're sending it to a person in the messenger. I personally, who else wants to be off of Facebook by the end of this year? Who else? Raise your hand. Like, I literally some days want to toss my messenger and go like this. Like, really? You got to be talking to me that much all day long? What are you doing?
That's
I'm
crazy.
over here closing sales. I just got Annie today at $1,000. She's going to be joining. She's already signed up her account. So I'm like, so then rinse and repeat. Where's the next person? That's what I look at. So who wants to be stuck in Messenger? No, no one. Thank you. Welcome aboard, Annie. You're going to do amazing. She's been following me for a year, by the way. So don't think that people aren't watching you because they are. Okay. So I just want people to understand that I get really, really excited when I see that there's an aha moment with people. So this is what we did. We launched Get Fearless Freedom. And Rob has a formal presentation. We literally have a 7-minute video. So if you didn't watch the 7-minute video, make sure you go back and do it. Now, I want this to really resonate with a lot of people. If you live in a house, would your house be standing if you didn't lay the foundation? Like, would you have a house that's you're sitting in if you didn't have that foundation, that building block? Probably not. So unless you're in an RV. Okay. And then you got your wheels that they sit on. So this is my foundation. Every single time I launch a brand new business opportunity, I go in my back office, I create a page. I'm on my lead capture page right now. So this system for 6 years has put me on leaderboards for a lot of different opportunities, and they continue to put Rob and I on the leaderboards because of capture pages. I'm not building someone else's list. I'm not building the company's list. I'm building my get response list. I used to have Aweber, but Aweber started charging too much. So I just want people to know that I'm building my own list. Okay. No one owns my business but me. No one owns the business but you. You're independent. Okay. So I just want people to see, that, wonder what, does it go to me, Rob, right now? Okay. So you can see my face.
I see you, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. So this is what you're going to see. You're going to see when you create your capture page, people will be going to that page or a similar looking page. There's a bunch of them back here. You can choose whatever you want. Again, the beautiful part about this is we all have different personalities, unique personalities. Maybe you want something simple. You're going to be driving people to a capture page. You can have this set up by Rob. I'm setting one up right now. I just did 3 clicks. I'm not techie. I just did 3 clicks. You click save. That's one. So that's one capture page. And this is the thing. You ask people for the email. Don't believe they give you the email. If they want it so bad and they want to learn and how to make money on the inside, they're going to give that email to you, and that's going to go on your list. From that, you're going to literally be going to a bridge page. I have a bridge page set up. Why? Because we actually get 5 bridge pages with Get Fearless Freedom. It's amazing. I have literally 5, I have 4 set up back here, but I have a bridge page. So people go to the bridge page and they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So they listen to my video right over here before they get to the 7-minute video. Bridge pages. What is a bridge page? And I'm going a little fast here tonight. So if you need to write down some stuff, I get it. There's a difference between a 6-figure-a-year funnel and a 7-figure-a-year funnel. Okay. Now the 5-figure-a-year funnel, if you want 5 figures a year, you might want to jump off the Zoom because it's not really something that I even think about in my mindset. I'm after 6 figures a year. Okay. And I've done that with this system since I relaunched in 2023. Seriously, it is amazing. I never ever explain one thing about Get Fearless Freedom except for on these Zooms. I'm literally saying to people, like I said to Annie, and Annie can even attest to this. I said, did you watch the 7-minute video? She said, I absolutely did. So I called her up. I gave her my cell phone. We exchanged numbers on Facebook Messenger. And I said, awesome, let's get you started. She created an account and then she's ready to go. So she joined right here. There's a registration video walkthrough. Okay. That's it. That's how simple this system is. Okay. Now she's actually having my son set her up, for example. So this is what I do once I close a sale. Once I close a sale, I say, all right, now I'm going to have my son set you up. He's amazing at technology. You never have to worry about it. And then you go and you talk to my son. Okay. Now his services, if you want it outside of Get Fearless Freedom, it's $175 and I'll let him explain it. So that's all we do. And we rinse and repeat. So we post an ad, we we put up on obviously either on Facebook, and I'll show you right where I get traffic. I get traffic, free traffic all the time, guys and gals. I mean, why not? This is my main Facebook page right here. Right here, right in my intro. Some people say, you know what? Do you run paid ads all the time? Well, I might from time to time. I might. I might not. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I want to put up another YouTube video, which we have in the back office, the training of YouTube. I'm telling you, if you don't have a YouTube channel, why? It's 2025. If you're just working off of Facebook and you're just always just wanting leads off of Facebook, I'm telling you right now, you can't really scale. I'm just being honest. You can't really scale with with Facebook. How many people can scale with Facebook? I maybe you have, maybe you can, maybe you've done it before. But for me personally, I like to build my list. I like to scale. Okay. So I'm using different forms of advertising. So I have a list. I didn't start out with a list. I'm teaching you how I'm doing my list. See, I didn't have a trainer that would sit and talk with me. He was very busy. I sent off $3,500 and off he went. And I said, you know what? If I ever crack this thing, this code, I'm going to teach it because that's just really wrong. Why would you do that? Why would you take money from someone and never even help them? So the good news here is that all of my training is in the back office. Okay. You're referring people to us with Get Fearless Freedom. Okay. We've set up people with dozens and dozens of laptops. That's at the 2000 level. So let's just say someone watches a 7-minute video, right? I'm just walking everybody through the process here tonight. Let's say someone lands on you, you put up an ad, you put up here, you go here. Sorry, Anna, I have to close down your messenger. She just sent the money in. Congratulations, welcome aboard. So you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you're just tour guiding people to me because guess what? I actually close your sales. So if you're at the 1,000 level, 500, 1,000, and 2,000, I close your sales. I have an 800 number. They call in the 800 number and I call them up. Hey, Christina, how are you today? Oh man, I just need to get into this. It's usually they've already watched the 7-minute video, like Annie. They've already called the callback number. By the time I'm talking to them, they're ready to join. So I'm not really afraid. I'm not afraid to call people on the callback number. You shouldn't be afraid either by sending people to me. Okay. So I'm closing sales all the time. And now I later layered on another whole income stream, a health and wellness company. So here I'm closing sales during the day for this. And then I'm also enrolling people into a health and wellness company. So can you see the picture that honestly, you're just a highly paid tour guide? As long as you have a sales funnel and a video for someone to go to, you can do this business because I said to myself, and I'm still a very busy grandma now, I can say, and I raised Rob and Amanda with this business with high ticket sales. And what's different about Get Fearless Freedom versus all these other funnels and all these other systems that I had is that you can have multiple campaigns. Now, is everybody still with me here tonight? I want to make sure. Just if I've lost you anywhere, save it in your head or write the question down so I'll get back to it, okay? So you can put it in the chat if you want. So welcome aboard again, Annie, and I'll show everybody how I confirm you. So what you do is once you get the sale, okay, and she's going to have Rob set her up. So once you get the sale, so let's say you sent someone a 7-minute video, I close the sale. You log into your back office and I'll show you guys that stuff. Does that sound fair? So it's pretty exciting. You can launch your business to Facebook groups. I mean, there's 1,600 business opportunity Facebook groups out there. Or is there more? I can't remember. There's so many Facebook groups out there that you could be posting the images that Rob gives you for Get Fearless Freedom. Funnel
Hmm.
them into your list. How many Facebook groups are there out there, Rob? Like hundreds, thousands.
Well, for business opportunities, there's literally just obscene amounts.
Us.
that's what we want to go into as well. We have
Mhm.
weekly Zooms, and what are you guys doing in the time of leading up to the next Monday? It's just as bad as a job, right? Like looking around and waiting around never got me anywhere. So my story of backstory and how we're going to help you guys tonight. My backstory is 2017. There's a Verizon job, right? I was at the Verizon job. I was working there a couple years as on back and forth between Sprint. I switched and transitioned over to Verizon, and it was actually my dream job to work at Verizon. Believe it or not. Yeah. You're talking to Fearless Mama right here. Her son thought a extra $3 an hour was going to be good. Well, what I found out was number one, human nature is very lazy. That's actually why people are in the rut of 9 to 5, because it's easy to say, hey, I'm going to get money, right? That I don't really have to really work too much for. I just know it's going to be coming to me no matter what. Well, what are we seeing now in the job market? People are getting fired, they're laid off, etc. They're not actually adapting with time. So, this back in 2017, I was closing the Verizon store and I look over and I hear ding ding like that, the typical door that opens up, you hear when someone opens up the Verizon door. And I was just about getting ready to close and everything. And there's three thugs that came into the Verizon store. Three, okay? And they were younger. I mean, here I am, I'm 23 years old at the time. And they come in and they say, "Hey, Tina, what's the new iPhone 8? Hey, Corey, what's the new iPhone 8?" I said, "Well, okay, that's a good question, but I'm about to close here, and you can actually Google that." That's my favorite quote I have for everyone, by the way. ChatGPT or Google it, because honestly, it actually is that quick. That's my joke. That's just my joke, right? You're gonna hear my little humor, right? That's my cute little humor I got. So, anyways, back then there wasn't that, right? There wasn't the ChatGPT. So,
Mhm.
anyways, here I am. They're distracting me. They're distracting me. So, you ever hear one hand goes here, the other hand goes there? Well, they were distracting me, and they actually stole and started clipping the phones with their little box cutter knives, right? Those little like tin like clippers or whatever they got. And the alarm didn't go off because when you clip the actual wire, the way back then, at least in our store, it wasn't like a Best Buy, nothing went off. So here they're like putting it in their bag and stuff. Well, I'm not even noticing because of the layout of the store. Well, it wasn't for Good Samaritans. They actually say, "Hey, what were those? There's like three young boys that just like were running out. They're like, by the Taco Bell or whatever." And so, if it wasn't for them and the casings of the phone on like couple that fell out of the bag, I called 911. I was like, what's going on? So I called 911. Fast forward the story. I actually went to corporate. I actually literally talked to Verizon corporate, okay? And I basically told it to stuff it. I said, if you're not going to get someone, okay, I'm not a fighter in your ring like my mom does for you guys every single Monday, that actually does these images like we do. And we have a community that actually wants you to succeed, not just a corporate boss that is going to tell you what I heard. I personally heard, well, we just don't want to hire another person to close two people, meaning that when you have two, you have a less chance of, robbery, essentially, right? When you have two people closing. And so my life was in jeopardy. I was about to die for corporate because they had box cutter knives and all this stuff. Luckily, they just wanted the phones. And a little bit of Taekwondo that I learned, just wouldn't take on three guys. I'm not in a movie. I'm not like one of those like Jackie Chan's here, right? I know pretty fair, okay amount, I'm strong, but that's three guys, right? So anyways, I decided I'm gonna quit December 2017. And as soon as I quit, this is what happened. Ready? I waited a whole year, Corey, Tina, Christina, John, Sue, Annie, Chris. I waited a whole year and I lived off of my savings and I was looking around. I said, Mom, I'm now an entrepreneur. Tina, I said, I'm an entrepreneur. And Mom says, What are you talking about? You literally aren't doing no action. You're not doing a thing daily. You are not the fearless son that was meant to be. You are not on Facebook. You're not doing your marketing. And this is a little like kind of like a rah-rah in a lot of ways for a lot of you guys because you join a business and then you look around and you don't do a thing. That's not what that's meant for be. So my mom created this instillness of fearlessness in me. And she says, Robert, what you're going to do is you're going to make a business in a box that someone can actually have it on easy mode a little bit, right? Because nothing in life, by the way, if you get on webinars and they say, hey, it's easy and it's just purely bliss and everything's just rainbows and unicorns, run from it fast. Run from it fast. However, what we've created is something so incredible with automation. We have our health products now that we've incorporated with other stuff as well. We have Get Fearless Business in a Box. I mean, you can't find something better that's more built from the ground up with this wholesome approach my mom took. So in 2019, mind you, Corey, whole year, looked around. I said, "What? Oh, what do I do?" That's what I did. Tina,
You know what
Sean,
I told
I
him? I
love you
said,
guys, right?
go in and watch my training.
That's
That's what I told you.
Yes. So I actually got involved and I started watching my mom's YouTube. Just to let you know, I started watching her YouTube videos on my own leisure, like, wait, mom, you mean this is what you record and this is what you tell people. So I started that, and guess what? In 2019, we came up with Get Fearless Freedom. So with Get Fearless Freedom, we came up with that in our 7-minute video that has been beautifully edited with DaVinci Resolve, one of the best, greatest actual procreation tools that I use as I do acting, I do movies, I do a lot of this stuff now. Fast forward to 2025, I actually have a camera, I have a lot of equipment that I use. We're going to do a new 7-minute video. And if I just sat around and looked around, for that 2018 period, and then we transitioned to start moving out west. And it was such a beautiful transition because I got out of my rut stinking thinking. Because I learned, this is what I learned. No one, and I mean, even you're looking and listening to this guy right here, Robert. Hi, everyone. I can't even save you. You can only save yourself, right? And so that's why when I took the decision on turning the key in my business, and I said, okay, now we have all this knowledge that I've gained, right? I started understanding, if we can wrap this up in, a business, an easy 7-minute video, and then also with this presentation I'm about to share with you guys here as well. I kind of skipped forward to our simple plug and play email system that you guys also get. Um, this is a money system that then we took and said, okay, now it is a little on easier mode, right? Instead of grinding or worrying about people robbing your Verizon store you're working at, right? Because you guys learned corporate never cared. Now I still have my manager as a friend. No, not on Facebook, not the original manager, but the guy that took in place. And he still says to me daily, he wished you a happy birthday, Mom, actually. Joe, his name is.
Yeah, I remember him.
Wonderful guy, wonderful guy. And he says, Robert, you have gone so far. Not only you look like shit, Sean, what is it? Bricks, a brick house, right? Because I literally am feeling the greatest I've ever felt in my life. Today I did literally a 25-minute run with 178 heart rate, no issues at all, zero. I've had literally my peak fitness I've ever been, best weight I've been in a while, muscles ripped. I mean, I really feel it, right? Because the reason is guess what? I am not a 30-year-old that is working at a 9 to 5 job. I took this beautiful plug and play system that my mom and I have conquered. We've made back in 2019. We rode through COVID times. We rode through even after post-COVID times. And then the rockin' and the times of the 2023, 24, and all that, like, oh, what's going on? Is the world going to end? We rode through all that and we said, guys, how can we create this awesome opportunity for you? How can we create this, right? And so what we've done is we've done a business in a box. That's what we've done. And so, if you've watched the 7 minute video or you see the sales system, we actually created this awesome play out here. So, what we do is we have a question, right? So I always say I kind of like going to a mechanic. Honestly, I don't know much about a car. Like I love my car, right? I paid it off with this business, just to let you know. Wow, pretty cool, right? I paid that off because of Get Fearless Freedom. And so, the love and the passion I have may come through real quick right at your screen, right? But it's really actually because I see frustration in the field where I was. We all want to have that lifestyle, but we grind our gears at a 9 to 5. You got to transfer that energy and put the gears here. Put the gears into this business you're seeing. Because if you're willing to do that effort, you are willing to put that effort in at a 9 to 5, you can easily switch the button and actually install your own spark plugs today, right? And so this gentleman, he said, "Hey, Robert, I'm going to do it for you." And I said, "Well, that's a good thought. How about I do it for them?" And we combine the digital world, so the digital products that you're hearing about, my mom, we're actually combining into the physical world, which no one, you can jump off right now and then hop back on next Monday, or you can jump on and jump it. You will never find another Zoom like this because we actually have, it's a disservice to me to not show you what this is, right? Mom said this to our mentor. We love this one guy we follow. And he says it's a disservice when you have a business and you're not sharing it. It's actually dishonoring yourself. You're actually hurting yourself because the universe, God, whatever you want to believe in, right? You can actually impact your own life by not helping others, right? And so that's why I said, Mom, we got to actually get people on board and have this beautiful business in a box, right? We just got to. And so we ship these guys out, fully loaded laptop, right? A fully loaded laptop as a quick action bonus tonight, where you can actually get a business in a box. And it's actually a business in a box, right? It's not like a quote and then it doesn't happen. These people that have seen the value, they also get this all installed in on their laptop itself. You have a priceless value where Catherine, she loves hers. I forgot, Catherine, to add your testimony. I will read it over the phone just like this in a bit. But we really, that was one of our new ladies, really nicest, sweetest lady,
Oh yeah,
and
she
I just
loves it.
wrapped her up the other day. She's loving her new laptop. I mean, literally to have a laptop, Catherine. You can type out whatever you want in the comments. I can just read what you said. But this was so cool to work because it was like she actually is like, I'm on it right now. Like it's so cool. So, anyways, Cat, we have Karen. It's so cool. She says, quote, "I already have a laptop, but I guess additional one wouldn't be too bad." I said, "Yeah, you know what? If you get out all loaded, you have your own little asset there." So Amelia, hey Amelia, she got her
She likes
laptop,
hers. Yep.
super cool, loves hers, and just everyone in the field is really getting this great feeling of having a laptop in their hands, right? It's just so cool to see this. And what we've done even is further than what I'm about to share here. Mom, do you want to cover into our I call it Two Worlds Collide,
Yeah.
kind of what
Yeah,
we've
let me
done
explain to
recently?
everybody what happened. So, I don't know if anyone has followed our story, but, and by the way, I'll show you guys real quickly. We're kind of doing a paradigm shift here tonight so that everybody stays with us here tonight. I wanted to show them, let me share the screen, Rob. Can I do that with the mode that you're in?
You can, I believe.
Okay. So, for example, like when you join tonight or you have a person that you brought on here or you want me to close the sale over the phone, what you do is once you get that payment, the payment goes direct to you. You log into the back office here and you go to your team and then you just go, sorry, I didn't mean to show her information, but you just go here, you search for your user and then see how it says payment confirmed. So Annie, you're all set. While Rob was talking, I confirmed you. And then what I do from here is I go and help another person get their sales. Say, So it's a well-oiled machine. So then I'm going to have Rob send Annie email and say, okay, just give me your information. I'll set up the whole kit and caboodle for you. And I mean, I'm talking about Rob sets it, the capture pages up, the campaigns up. He hooks up your Aweber, excuse me, your Get Response. Sorry, I had Aweber for a whole decade, so I'm sorry. They literally changed their prices so that it was so high and it was so ridiculous to work with Aweber. But I'm saying we use Get Response now. So I send them to him, 175 bucks. Let me tell you, it is worth it. So now you're ready to drive your vehicle. You know what I mean? And so anyway, what happened was let me just do this view. Let me just put it all on gallery here. What we did was with the laptop bonuses, right? We have the 200 level. So anyone that has other offers, you can use Get Fearless Freedom for your other offers. Hey, LaDonna, nice to see you. Are you driving? Oh, good. Phew. You're like you're in the passenger seat. Okay, cool. But what you can do is you can use it for other offers, right? So some people have multiple streams of income, and that's cool because you can set up a campaign for, let's say, Get Fearless Freedom. You can set up a campaign for your health and wellness, and I can't name names on here. I'm sorry. I actually have like two, three different companies right now currently using my capture pages for their offers, okay? So the beautiful part about it is you only pay $47 a month for unlimited campaigns. One autoresponder, by the way, which we got to clarify, okay? One autoresponder, but multiple campaigns. So you're driving traffic, you're putting people, your leads onto a list. And so let's say you're on TikTok and you want to put your domain name on your TikTok profile. People will be going into there, right? So they're going into it's like a little interstate. You figure it out like, okay, like this company might have a sales system or they're trying to work on one. Or use Get Fearless Freedom for like we've been doing for 6 years. I mean, the thing about it is sometimes companies, and I hate to say this, I'm just going to be really transparent. They will collect the lead. You won't be able to use a third-party autoresponder back there with most of these companies' systems. I know because I've helped people with Live Good. What's the other one? That Savings Club. Like there's what companies that are launching almost every month, right? What you can do is be like me. You can become a person that solves that person's need because what happens when someone gets into a network marketing company or when someone comes into a business? They want to know, well, how do I generate leads? That's what Get Fearless Freedom is all about. Now, let me just preface by saying before I go into more of why we segued into having a health and wellness. So my husband, he fell ill last year. Rob and I were running Get Fearless Freedom, and it honestly wore us out. So that's the reason why I got into a health and wellness company. And if you're interested in that, I have other people on here that are not in it. So I'm being very, very careful tonight. But it's my passion to help people with wealth and health. Because if you're not feeling well and your husband's not feeling well, or your significant other or whoever, then maybe you have an aunt, uncle, cousins, friends, neighbors, right? Maybe they're not feeling well. So you can offer them Get Fearless Freedom on the front so they can make maybe 200, 500, 1,000, and 2,000, and then get them in, and then you can start making residual on the back end. So that was my whole grand plan before Rob shows you that you can get set up because it actually happens to come with a scanner. So we've added on to where if you want that service installed, then we would have the laptop, and it's a Windows based, it has to be. Has to be a Windows based laptop. And then we would also help you load that scanner on there. Does that sound good or what? Like it's literally so cool that we have it
That's
all in
awesome.
one. We have it all underneath one umbrella. You know what I mean? To answer your question, Tina, though, on Facebook, I personally, what I did was I created another Facebook account. That was way back when you were able to. I don't know about now. Like all you got
Nowadays,
to
it's
do is,
so people think, is this you? Is this not you? And then it
yeah,
basically, it's funny how this works, Tina, right? Hey there. Great to have you on. But what's funny is, right, a scammer can make a fake account,
yeah,
but yet when you make one, oh, your real account gets in jeopardy.
Yeah,
It's amazing
exactly.
how that works, right? It's amazing when you're the real person wanting to make a second account. So what we
Yeah.
do is we do a setting. I want to share just a little
Okay.
quick bonus knowledge. We've shared it before,
Mm-hmm.
but this is something that a lot of people have retained, they've implemented. But if I wanted to make a post on Facebook, and I'm just going to share my screen just again, this right here, if I wanted to make a post, right, and I'm like, hey, hi everyone, right? And I just wanted to make a post. So let's go like this. Okay, so there I am, and I want to make a post. Well, you're saying, well, I have family. I have an aunt that just always tells me, hey, I don't like that. That's a scam or something, right? Whatever they do, right? You just have family that don't believe in your vision. So what I do is I go over to this wonderful feature where you can actually choose which friend you can actually hide it from.
Yep.
And you click on friends and let's zoom out here a little bit and you can see where there's a public, there's friends, and then you can also scroll just a little and it says specific friends. You can show it maybe just to one friend if you want, but that, they may not be online. So what I do is I just say accept. I want everyone to see it except for I just don't want my mom to see this right now. Real quick, right? I don't hide nothing there, but I want to just hide it real quick. So I click save and then I click done. And then look, I can post and everyone will see it except for my mother.
Yeah.
So, let's just go like
Yeah, Facebook
this.
is like that. So, I mean, honestly, you don't
She's
have to
she's
create
taking
another
over my
Facebook
laptop right now. No, I'm just kidding. That's me typing it.
account.
But yes, that's what you can do, guys, right? You can hide stuff, right? There's never really I call it a limitation on stuff when you're on these platforms. You can always they've thought of it and you can do it.
Yeah.
So
And I always recommend, I know a lot of people, like I said, have asked me some questions prior, and I always try to listen to the questions and then always address them on these Zooms on Monday. So, because again, I have a lot of members, I'm closing sales. This is when I teach and train. So if you have a question, if you're not quite yet a member yet, and you do want to talk to me, I see Kathy's on here. I don't think she's a member. Pretty much everybody else is a member. But I just want people to know that it's a real simple setup. So when you go into your back office, we'll go over that too, and then we'll just kind of wrap it up for everybody. I'll end the recording. If you guys have any questions specifically, I'll show you how I set up my traffic campaigns. I do it in about 90 minutes on Sunday because well, tomorrow, Amanda's like, Mom, she's not sleeping. I didn't have any sleep last night. Can you come over? She texted me today. So I'll go over watch Charlotte Faye tomorrow, so I'm going to be gone all day. But yet I can close sales on the phone. If she's taking a nap, I run out and, make a phone call. So I just want you guys to know you can work this business because you're driving traffic. You don't have to do onesies and twosies all the time with people. So this is what I'm going to do. So if you're at the 2000 level, and you have a laptop, you're ready to go now. Like this is literally your time, right? So if you have access to your back office, you want to log in here. This is what we do every single Sunday. I go in, I have ads live. And by the way, real fun fact, I'm going to be starting I told Jennifer, so I'll give you a little backstory. A couple weeks ago, July 10th, I think it was, found out suddenly that a gentleman passed away suddenly. He died suddenly. I'm not going to get into this whatever that's happening right now in the world, but anyway, he passed away and I relied on him. He ran a lot of my clicks. He ran a lot of my 3 leads a day program. You guys might know him. His name is Bob Schwartz, and he ran the Home Business Magazine. I did an interview with him in February, and it's still live on YouTube if you ever want to go to my YouTube channel and look at it. Him and I ran that co-op. So I'm doing co-ops to support his wife now. So his wife's taken over. Her name's Jennifer. So you keep an eye out on my paid Facebook group. I'm going to start a co-op for Get Fearless Freedom and for my health and wellness business. So We're gonna have that co-op together. So if you do want a spot, it's usually just around $100, you know. I create the ad. Don't worry about it. Even Jennifer's like, can I call you to ask you some questions? I'm like, sure. I just feel bad for her. Now all of a sudden she's left with a huge magazine, a ton of people, you know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, when you think about it, could I have helped him? Could I have helped him? I don't know. I don't know what his problem was. So, you know, that's the thing where I have is I have don't have enough time. Like that's why I'm trying to teach other people to share this stuff because I don't have enough time to try to help every single person out there that possibly if I would have said, "Hey Bob, you know, I got my husband on these products and, you know, now he's feeling better." You know, he went from stage 4. See what I mean? But I didn't have enough time. I was actually going to tell him about this, but then I thought, no, maybe he thinks I'm going to pitch him. Maybe, you know what I mean? So people, I'm telling you right here, right now, what one of my mentors told me is don't be selfish. You know, if you don't understand something technical, please come to these Zooms because it's not hard once you get it set up. So this is what I do. I have two campaigns running most of the time. This is my main one for Get Fearless Freedom. I'm collecting leads, I'm getting sales, running traffic all the time, have for the past since I relaunched, okay? I mean, honestly, to me, it's a multiple six-figure business, sales funnels, teaching, training people how to generate leads. Okay. Um, LaDonna, you're picking up so fast. Like this is like literally because you're mechanically inclined like I am, probably because that's your business. So you know the processes. So I just marked her paid. I helped her through this process. She has set up right here. Mine's an old system, LaDonna, so yours even is better than mine. You have a little link right here. So, so I go in here because I have all my capture pages saved. See them all? These are all over the months and years. I have my
And
capture
I
page.
load those with the setups.
So he loads these with the setup. So if you refer
Even more
someone
than
over
that.
to us, don't worry about that part. Just be a reseller. That's what I teach people, my leaders. Just be a reseller. Your campaign, this is what you do. You do a new campaign. Let's just say you're going to start from scratch and you want this campaign. Tina, I'm talking to you too right now because you had a question on it. So right here, Facebook funnel number one. Let's say you're, a real big Facebooker and you want people to see that you're in business. You're collecting leads. That's the business you're in. You can send this funnel through Messenger. Make sure you just have a domain name, you know. So again, the Fearless Mama, I have mine going through here, and then I have my other one. Um, I can't name the name, but everybody pretty much knows the one I'm in. It's underneath Rob's name, Team Fearless, but it goes right here. See how I have in my bio? So if someone's creeping on, sorry, I'm on the Zoom, so it's not going to load fast enough. Let's say someone is creeping in. See, right here, it doesn't say no company name, right? So no company name. But once they go to the next step, they'll see an 8-minute video. I'm always sending people to an 8-minute video. See what I mean? So I have two campaigns. Think about it like this, two highways. I have one for GFF, one for my other offer. So then I go in here and I say, well, let's order some traffic. So I can select the capture page. I make sure my autoresponder is already there, which it is. I pick one, which is Get Fearless Freedom. It's already tied. And then I just pick one of the pages. So maybe I'll pick this one for my Facebook funnel. And then I go to my get response and then I choose, again, I can't name names. I'm not going to say it out loud. And then I have a bridge page that I've set up for it as well. Okay. So I can redirect it. See, you can redirect people where you want them to go. See what I mean? And
So
it,
what my mom's saying too, guys, also I want to while she does that,
mhm.
because she taught me this when I first started, right? Because that was her thing. She loves teaching and
Yeah, it's not a
I,
hard system to set up. I've set up this is the thing
mhm.
and I have to say this, Rob, because I don't like teaching uplines or sidelines, but because they know I have a system, it's gonna happen. So I just want people to know that, please get back to the person that brought you here, please. Because like I said, I'm a very fair individual. Even LaDonna knows this. I'm like, well, where did you hear about it originally? This was way back like a few years ago 2, 3 years it's been. So I just want people to know. I didn't mean to cut you off, Rob, but I'm just showing people, let me
Oh
finish.
yeah.
So I save the campaign. That's it. I'm done. See, and it can go into a category. So I only have my GFF and another one that's about all I can handle is two businesses to run and drive traffic to. So there it is. It's in here now. Then I have traffic to show people, what's my main site. I have something called, they just renewed this. There's Safe Lists, there's Top Surfer. I'm giving you guys all, I'm not live on my channels. I'm giving you guys tonight places I go. You can go to Top Surfer if you want. Let me give you my link. I'll drop it in here. You can go to Udemy. You can now you don't have to with Udemy, you're just purchasing clicks and traffic. You don't have to give them ad copy. Isn't that nice, LaDonna? You don't have to. Like, let's say you wanted to run 50 clicks, you wanted to test a page. You want to see how many opt-ins. If you got 20, 30 bucks, you can run an ad. If you wanted to go to Craigslist and do a $5 ad, you can do that. Now, let me preface by saying this. I know I'm talking fast, but I have to keep this in a 1 hour period for this recording. And I'll post it in my paid groups, by the way. Um, hey Alex, how are you? Welcome on. But I just wanted to say that like with all these traffic methods, understand something, they're cold traffic. So you have to make sure you're warming them up. Does that make sense? Like you might know your Facebook friends, so you can send them a link, but you might not know the person on this list on the solo ad. Does that make sense? So they're brand new strangers. So make sure your funnel is set up correctly, like for your health and wellness or whatever. Just make sure you have like your first welcome email in place, for example. You know what I mean? That's all. But yeah, we have like literally, like I said, all the bells and whistles with Get Fearless Freedom because I've been using it for 6 years now. So my programmer's actually even done one better. So if you guys don't even want to deal with Udemy, don't want to deal with Top Surfer, Herculist, I mean, I could go on and on. If you go to Google and you type in solo ads, you type in Herculist or Safe List, there's thousands, by the way, thousands of places you can advertise and get paid traffic and clicks. But he's done one better. He actually set up in my back office right here. Where is it at? I got to close down some screens. Right here, I have something new for everybody. So if you didn't come to the last Zoom last week, I have done for you campaigns now. So starting Wednesday, from Wednesday to Wednesday, because again, I'm with Charlotte tomorrow, then I'm back to the businesswoman. So I'm grandma on Tuesdays, I'm businesswoman on Wednesdays. But if you submit, like, let's say you wanted 100 click traffic, isn't this cool? You can literally drop down your menu on your menu and say, oh, it's July 20th or July 30th. I'm going to run 100 clicks with Tammy. It literally, you don't even have to message me on Messenger or email or nothing now. You just click continue. It'll go to the next page to tell you how we're going to track it. Now, again, in the fall, I'm going to have to talk to my programmer because I want to be in the magazine ad. But watch this. This is even gets cooler. Let's say I got 5 people that want to run traffic from Wednesday to Wednesday. That's fine. But let's say I already have 3 people in my health and wellness that have already told me that they want the co-op in the magazine. Watch this. I can have him do a whole nother link, a co-op link for traffic. Is this cool or what? So I'm going to be able to go everybody probably is like, man, she gets excited about traffic. Traffic equals leads, leads turning into sales. See? And when people see that you're consistent and that you follow them and that you help them, that's when we make money's a tool. I mean, money is a tool for your freedom. But so you get your link right here, and then it's going to go to a page, and I'll make sure my programmer creates it. But this is going to go to the page. I told him to send it to that one. So that's for the co-op. Every single week now, I can submit your traffic. It's done for you. And so you get the leads. I generate the leads for you. I can close your sales. You collect the money. I mean, it's not quite that simple, but you get the picture. You got to do some work. I don't like systems out there that just talk about, oh, you don't do nothing or you make 900 a day, blah, blah, blah. I don't like that. That's not good. The whole thing is that you want to, get your warm market, get some sales, and then do some paid traffic. Does that make sense? If you have a warm market, great. If you don't, then obviously you got to start out where I did, which was complete zero, didn't know anyone. I came from the real estate and the finance world. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. And then if you guys have any questions, but at least I'll have this paid, this recording for everybody. And I'm going to not put it out public because I'll explain this even on the recording here. Someone asked me in March to do and she's in Germany now, but someone asked me to do a Craigslist training. I put it live on my YouTube, and guess what? I had someone else go out there and try to duplicate, try to teach what I teach, and then a bunch of my members' ads came down. So guess what? I'm very careful with my knowledge. So I'm looking at everybody's name here tonight. Rob's writing them down.
Hmm.
That's how protective we are of our stuff anymore. So, so I mean, I said this is going to be a private Zoom. I just don't want everybody to be going nuts and crazy and thinking they're gonna, steal my knowledge that I've gained. See what I mean? I've given you Top Surfer. I've given you Udemy tonight. I've given you Hercules ads. Like now it's up to you. I've given you Craigslist, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I mean, the platform is yours. The sky's the limit. Now it's just up to you to drive that vehicle. So I'm going to go ahead and end the recording.